Welcome to the Breakthrough to Brilliance podcast, where we have inspiring and insightful conversations about breaking free from life's biggest challenges to find fulfillment and purpose. I am your host, Seema Giri, an international speaker, best-selling and award-winning author, book writing mentor, and publisher. I bring you real-life stories of healing and transformational journeys so that you know that you can create life on your own terms. Our heart-centered guests are the everyday heroes that you find in your backyard, from mothers to sisters to friends to entrepreneurs and authors. Join us to hear their positive and powerful stories so you too can learn to live with purpose and joy. Welcome to Breakthrough to Brilliance podcast. This is Seema Giri, your host, and in today's episode, I want to talk to you about supercharging 2023. Yes, indeed, it is that time again when everyone is thinking about their New Year's resolution. Some may be even dreading the New Year's resolution. If you're like me, you probably have made several New Year's resolutions and never achieved any one of them. And perhaps by the time you got to March, you even forgot that you made a resolution. Or maybe you've been making the same resolution year on year and maybe not even achieving them. It's almost become a habit to make the same New Year's resolution. And that can be anything like losing weight, getting in shape, eating healthier. These are the typical ones that we all make year on year. But this is also a time for reflection. I know many of my colleagues and clients, they feel like it's a daunting task and they don't even want to think about it. But I enjoy the reflection time. It gives me an opportunity to look deeper into the things that I did not achieve and things that I did achieve, and it helps me get to know myself a little bit better. So until we really truly understand ourselves and how we operate, really understand our own operating system, we won't be able to attain the goals that we want to attain. So in this episode, I would like to share with you my 3-step reflection process that hopefully will charge you up to reflect on the past year and plan for the next. So when I do this, I always like to have my favorite beverage and my notebook and my favorite pen along with my year's plan that I had made. So grab your 2022 plan, your notebook, your favorite pen, and a beverage of choice. Then find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. In fact, I would also tell your family, do not disturb me for the next couple of hours. It's really important to be in the flow of things. So here are the steps. Step 1 is to do a grounding meditation of your choice. I usually do this by sitting comfortably in my seat and closing my eyes, taking a few deep breaths that just calms me down, brings me to the present. I focus on grounding my feet into the floor on the carpet and just relaxing and taking a few more deep breaths. And then I release any kind of judgment that I could possibly have on myself on the last year's performance. I release any judgment, any I should have done this or I should have done that, or even beating myself up for I can't believe you couldn't even get this goal achieved. So release all of that, taking a deep inhaling breath and exhale all the judgments and critical mind out. And inhale peace, compassion, and curiosity. So when you are done with that, and you're comfortable, I will look at the goals that you had written down for 2022. And with that, start looking at the goals that you have not achieved. Again, remember you're looking from a place of curiosity. And ask yourself these questions. Why did I not achieve this goal? Was there a change in my vision? And because of that change, this goal was no longer a priority. Or did I need any particular skills that I did not realize that I needed, and I didn't have time to acquire it? Which happens all the time, so no judgment here. Was it because of my simply lack of motivation? Perhaps you just had too many goals. Sometimes it feels good when we're writing in the end of the year or beginning of the new year. We're writing the goals and it's like, okay, let me get this done, this done, this done. We keep adding it, not realizing that we may not have time to get to it. Of the goals that you didn't achieve, I want you to look at some external factors, such as how was your environment? Your home environment, work environment, your business environment, if you're an entrepreneur. Was it conducive to setting you up for success to achieve those goals? Secondly, who were the people around you? How were they speaking? Were they positive? Were they negative? Were they supportive? And how did that affect your thoughts? Did they encourage you? Did they discourage you? Because of that, what kind of negative self-talk did you have around those goals that prevented you from achieving that? Sometimes it's just not you. It's the people around us that impact us and the environment that we have created. And in the environment, it's not just people as well. It could be the way your office is. Is it organized or is it cluttered? Do you have things in ways that supports your efficiency and effectiveness? Or are things all over the place? These are things that really affect our performance in business and in life that we don't really realize and give credit to. And write all of this down, and I invite you to be brutally honest with yourself here, because that is the only way you can bring about a change in your behavior. Once you really understand what was the reason for not achieving the goals that you had listed for 2022, you will know how to make those sometimes slight tweaks to help you attain your goals in 2023. Next comes the fun part, and that's looking at the goals that you have achieved. Look at your accomplishments. Again, dive deeper into each of the goals that you have achieved and ask yourself the same questions as before. Why did I achieve this goal? Was it because it was something very important to me, it was high priority? What was your why around achieving this goal? Or was it a do or die situation where you absolutely had to get it done, otherwise there would be some really severe consequences for you or your family, or maybe your business, depending on if it's a business goal or a life goal? I would encourage you to follow the same steps for business goals and life goals. Or maybe this goal had a certain meaning or connection for you or to you that helped you achieve this goal. Again, look at how was your environment. If you've achieved it, then I would suspect that your environment was very conducive and supportive at home, at work, all around you. And then look at the people that were with you. Were they the same people around you, that around the goals that you didn't achieve, or were they different? If they were different, what characteristics and traits did these people have versus the others who were around you when you didn't achieve? If they're the same, what was that difference that helped you achieve this goal versus not achieving your other goals? Also look at what time of year did you achieve these goals? What activities or situation was before and after? There are many factors that we don't realize play a part in how our performance is. And celebrate each one of your accomplishments, each of the goals that you've attained in 2022. Really embody that enjoyment and give yourself a high five for all the success that you've achieved. I think we don't celebrate enough. I think when we achieve these goals, we're like, oh, this is what I set out and I did it. But this is a real cause of celebration because you set out a plan, you implemented it, you executed it, and you achieved it. And that is going to help you build on it for the following year. So the purpose of this exercise is to see what is that underlying factor that really drives you. What is significant to you? Which translates into what is your operating system. And now you can use this information to set your goals for 2023. And I would encourage you to not have more than 3 goals maximum. We don't realize that there's a lot of sub-activities under each of the goals. So many successful authors and experts that I have interviewed and had opportunities to be around some of the famous ones too. When I ask them what is the key success for you to grow so much year on year, and they've all said that they keep a maximum of 3 goals. Sometimes they don't only like to keep 1 to 2 because there's so many activities to be done underneath that. You need to have the time, the energy, the space, and the effort for all of them. When we pile on so much for the goals, there's just not enough time and energy to spend on them. And then you feel defeated. I'm excited to share that I have achieved majority of my goals. I have been striving to lead a healthier life practically all my life, especially since I had healed myself from 3 types of autoimmune issues. That has always been the goal. But of recent last 3 years, I've really been focusing on releasing the weight. And this year I achieved that goal. I released 40 pounds. So I'm really, really excited about that. Now I'm working towards making sure that I keep it off and release some more. But the priority was on being healthier, leading a healthier lifestyle. Now we think that we're always leading a healthy lifestyle, but I promise you there's always some tweak that you can make that you're not doing it. So it's about just up-leveling yourself and going to the next level. And I also would encourage you to look at some of the results you've obtained that have been unexpected or a byproduct of the other goals that you have been doing, and celebrate that too, because everything helps you go to the next level. So when you realize these things and make the distinctions of what you have achieved and why you've achieved that, it helps you to get to know yourself at a much deeper level and achieve your goals for 2023. So as I was reflecting on why did I achieve some of my goals and why did I not achieve some of my goals, and I discovered this. I had a regular morning routine meditation, exercise, and breath work at least 3 to 5 times a week. I try to be in nature a couple of times a month. And I made sure I focused on some of the small things that brought me joy every day, like walking in the sun and getting some vitamin D. For some reason, walking in the sun during the winter time really jazzes me up quite a bit and makes me really happy and fulfilled. So look at the small things that you can do on a daily basis that perhaps you have been avoiding. I had been pushing myself to work through during the sun hours because I didn't achieve certain things that I wanted to for the day. I would still go for a walk, but I would go in the evening and I just did not feel satisfied and fulfilled. So by making this small tweak, I actually am more energized to get the rest of my tasks done. So I'm getting a lot more done. Then I would do a weekly and monthly assessments on my weekly and monthly objectives that I had set out based on my year goals that I had. Now, I promise you it was not on the clock every week and every month. But couple times in the month, I would make sure that I would review so I could do course corrections during the month to make sure that I met my goals or came close to it. Celebrating the things I had achieved and celebrating going out of my comfort zone, even if I had a failure, made a huge difference. It's part of rewiring your brain. Our brain has accumulated certain thought patterns, certain beliefs over the years, and so it's used to us thinking in a certain way. But when we celebrate even our failures because of the extra step we took, because of having fear and doing it anyway, having the courage to step into the next, stepping out of our comfort zone and taking us to the next level is a huge deal. So when you do that and you celebrate, you're letting your mind know that yes, we're doing something different. Yes, we did not achieve what we wanted to, but we still took that extra step out of our comfort zone. So this triggers to your mind that, okay, she's going to be trying something new. She's going to be doing some new things. And this is changing the thought pattern and the behavior and the old belief system. And you need to continue to do this because it's a new behavior for your mind and body to think. So once you do it on a repetitive basis, it gets anchored in and secured even more, just like our old thought patterns. So this 3-step reflection process can be implemented practically into any goal-setting framework that you use to set yourself up for success. I would love to hear what other methods you use as the year-end process of reflection and setting your New Year's goal. The other thing I've done is I don't make resolutions anymore. I make goals. And one of the challenges that I'm going to have this time is I'm only making one business goal and one personal goal. So that'll be 2 goals total. And this, I feel, is going to help me be hyper-focused and propel me further in my business and personally. I would love to hear what new methods you have used for your goal setting for 2023, and let us know how this 3-step reflection process worked out for you. I'll put the link of my 3-step reflection process template in the show notes so you can use it as a guide when you're doing your year-end reflections. As you're deciding on which goals to set for 2023, I highly recommend that you add writing a book in 2023 to be one of the goals. Especially if you are an entrepreneur, coach, consultant, or creator. It is the fastest way to build your authority and influence so that you can make the impact and income that you desire. It is a great way to really scale your business and let people, your tribe, know who you are through your books. I would love to support you in this. You can contact me through the contact information in the show notes. Let's see if this is something that is going to make sense for you and your business. It has been an honor to serve you through my podcast, bringing you these expert interviews from authors and other experts in helping you build your authority, impact, and influence through your special talents. I wish you a very happy new year, and may you be blessed with abundance and prosperity, and may 2023 be the year that has been the best year yet. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I know I did. Through this transformational journey, I hope you could see yourself taking similar steps, breaking free to your brilliance, and creating the life that you desire.